This Airbnb looked amazing online. It looked stunning. It looked beautiful. But within minutes of walking in, me, Welsh and Viking started noticing things that the photos definitely didn't show you. Dust everywhere, literally. Broken appliances? Like, come on now. And honestly, some places looked like they hadn't been cleaned properly in weeks.
What's going on, everyone, and welcome to this brand new channel called Booked Blind. The channel where me, Welsh Goddess, and Viking test Airbnbs, hotels, hidden gems, and complete disasters. So you know whether they're actually worth your money. And today, I will take you step by step of everything to do with this Airbnb that I am about to show you. And trust me, all three of us left with mixed opinions. Because on one hand, the location was decent. But on the other hand, there were definitely some issues.
So basically, me, Welsh and Viking, we headed down to London just for a night away because we had to go to an event the day after. And like most people do, we booked somewhere online, thinking it looked alright on photos. Now, don't get me wrong, the listing itself, it looked clean, looked spotless, no problems, no issues, no nothing. Hey, you know, the lighting looked good. The rooms look modern. And honestly, we thought we found a decent place. But, you know, when you walk into somewhere and you get that something's not right feeling, like the feeling that you are quite disgusted by how it looks, or disgusted by someone's behavior, or feel like, you know, basically the feeling that something's just not right in general. And you get that sick feeling in your stomach. Yeah, that feeling. That feeling you're feeling right now when you go into somewhere and it looks horrible to the point where you don't want to sleep there. That happened to us. And it definitely did.
At first glance, we didn't really think much of the cleanliness. We thought it was clean, until now. The balcony was filthy and dirty on both sides. The lounge curtain rail was falling off the wall. The dust on top of the boiler. The kettle hadn't been descaled in such a long time. Brown shit was around the bottom of the bathtub, and the shower cables were hanging out. The shower screen door hadn't been cleaned in a long time. Blood stains, brown stains on the bed sheets. There you go, that's the shower.
At first glance, it didn't look too bad. But once we actually started looking around properly, that's when we noticed the dust. And not just a tiny bit either. It was like proper visible dust. And it looked like it had been there for a very, very long time. Now look, I'm not looking for a luxury 5-star hotel. But if you're paying money to stay somewhere, you expect basic cleanliness where you're staying. But as we started looking around a bit more, we started to notice things like this. That was the cooker. It was chipped. It was broken. Now, it might not seem like a massive issue to some people because it's like, people will see it and be like, oh, well, it's not, it's not on the hob, it's not in the oven, it's just on the corner. And they'll still cook on it. No. Because, not being funny, but why would you cook on a cooker that is obviously broken and damaged? Why would you do that? Why would, and the amount of bacteria that is on that cooker just in that crack area. Like, not being funny, just no. But it's also the fact of the little details that make you question how well the place is actually maintained. Because the more we looked around, the more random little issues started appearing. To get from the ground floor, because the guy who owns the Airbnb, he said to us that it was on the first floor. So we thought, oh, you just go up maybe like just a flight of stairs, go up through the entrance bit and then like turn right and you're at the apartment on the first floor. No, it wasn't on the first floor. You're right at the top of the building and you have to go up 47, okay? Because me and Welsh, we counted. There are 47 steps to get to the apartment. And the stairs get steeper and steeper and steeper. And in the last 7 to 10 steps to get to the apartment. Oh, we were literally crawling up the last set of stairs to get in to the apartment itself. And again, I know some of you may put in the comments, oh, you're just overreacting. No. I want to do this to let you guys know, the public, what type of Airbnbs are out there. Because there are some that are really nice, they're really clean, really hygienic. But then you get some that are just like, oh yeah, it's a luxury penthouse style apartment. Just, But if you walked into an Airbnb expecting one thing and got another, you would notice it very, very cleverly. Now, despite all of that, we still tried making the best of it. The takeaway that was down the road called Fire Away. It's on Chigwell Road in the E18 area of South Woodford. Oh my! Like the pizza, the smell, like they were making the dough right in front of you. They're making it legitimately right in front of you, right? Now, I don't remember most of it, okay? Because I was high. Like, I was high as a kite. I was high as anything. But luckily I had two friends there who kept me on my toes, I should say that much. Um, but it was very nice. It was very chilled. It was very relaxed. Um, there was the lovely walk to Tesco's because we went to Tesco's. That's literally just like 5 minutes down the road. There's a Toby Carvery that's about a 20-minute walk away for breakfast in the morning. It was so delicious. There was hash browns, there was eggs, there was sausages, tomatoes, bacon. Um, I forgot what else there was. But it was so nice. Plus, you get coffee. But it's an unlimited buffet, okay? Unlimited breakfast buffet, £6.50 per person. Check it out. I will put the link to the place in the description down below. Because honestly, half the fun of trips like this is the chaos side of it. You don't want it to be where you're just like, oh, okay. You just sit there all day on your phone. You sit there all day doing basically nothing. No, we made the best of it. The views from the place were phenomenal. From, excuse me, I do hiccups there. From the kitchen window, you could see the whole of the Stratford skyline. And out the other window, you could see what, in my opinion, looked like a HMP. Looked like a jail. But then that's just in my opinion. I may have been wrong. I will have to clarify that with my fellow traveller Viking because he knows London very very well. Um, but also like when you step out onto the balcony and you look to the right, in the distance on the hill is actually an abandoned mental health facility. A loony bin, if some of you want to call it a loony bin. And hopefully, at some point in the near future, we're going to hopefully go in there and explore. But don't tell anyone that. And at one point, me, Welsh, and Viking were literally standing there debating whether or not we should clean the place ourselves. Like, we really considered it. We really got to the point where we were just like, okay, this has got to be what it is. But when you get to things like that, that's when you kind of know, really know that things are getting serious. So, was it the worst Airbnb ever? No. But it was as good as the listing. You're going to ask yourself the second question. But was it as good as the listing made it look? Definitely not. As Beyonce would say. So let's look at the let's break it down. Okay, break it down. So let's look at the pros and cons. So we've got the positives, the negatives. The pros are decent location, it's an alright space, and it's good access to London. So we've got three good things. The cons: cleanliness issue, damaged appliances, misleading presentation, and maintenance concerns. So, but it also wasn't until, the following morning when we stripped the bed, in Welsh and Viking's room, that there were unpleasant stains. There was actual blood stains. There was brown stains I could see that looked like poop stains. Well, you've seen the pictures, but I will upload them on the channel so you can see what I was on about. And that's the thing that this channel is always going to be about: honesty. Um, if a place is good, I'll say it's good. If it's bad, I'll say that too. And if it's worth your money or not worth your money, I'll tell you that too. But I want to know what you think. Would you stay here again, or would you ask for your money back? Now, comment below and be honest. Are we overreacting? Or would you be annoyed too? Now, here's the crazy thing. This wasn't even the first Airbnb me, Welsh and Viking stayed in quite recently. About 4 weeks ago, we stayed in another Airbnb. And honestly, that one deserves its own video. Like, that place had problems we genuinely weren't expecting. So trust me, you're going to want to subscribe for that one. Now, of course, if you enjoyed this video, please make sure you leave a like, you subscribe, you turn your notifications on for any future possible videos, which there will be. There will be once a month. I will be doing a review. I will show you the pictures so you guys get an idea of what to avoid, what not to avoid. And comment below the worst place you've ever stayed. Let me know down in the comments because I really want to know. This has been Booked Blind, and remember, sometimes the photos lie. Goodbye.